Hi, I'm Alan Sagano. I'm the president of ADS Consulting Group, and today we're going to be doing a deeper dive into a spreadsheet that was distributed by the Department of Homeland Security. We're going to be doing a deeper dive into lateral movement, in other words, how a hacker gets in and then moves laterally across your network. So let's take a deeper dive into the spreadsheet and see what's going on. Hi, I'm Alan Sagano. I'm the president of ADS Consulting Group, and we're going over and doing a deeper dive into the spreadsheet that was released by the Department of Homeland Security and the threats coming out of Iran for advanced persistent threats. And today we're talking about lateral movement. So it looks like RDP, remote desktop protocol file copy, and remote services are the three most common ways that they're moving laterally through your network. So let's take a look. APT 33, downloaded additional files and programs from its command and control server with remote copy. For 34, they used RDP, remote desktop protocol, for lateral movement. Also used tunneling tools to tunnel RDP into the environment as well. Used remote file copy to download remote files onto victims, and then remote services used PuTTY to access compromised systems. Charming Kittens, looks like nothing for lateral movement. For APT 39, used RDP again, and then remote services again. Copy Kittens, no lateral movement. So the first thing that we suggest doing is to silo your network, right? So you want to have isolate certainly your infrastructure management network, your ESX manager network. That should be on a different subnet, different silo. We also recommend controlling inter-silo traffic with a firewall, not with the layer 3 switch. Firewall will do a much better job of checking scariness between the different sites. If you notice here, a lot of these compromises came from RDP. There was multiple instances of that. So one of the things that you can do, and we recommend doing this for even internally, is to enable multi-factor authentication even when you're logging in locally to the network. So anytime you had to RDP into a network, into another server, you would get a MFA request, a multi-factor authentication request, which can slow down the hack or make it more difficult to move laterally throughout the network. For remote file copy, there was one that used CNC, a command and control server, for remote services. I'm trying to find it now. Right here. So if you have a firewall that's checking for going to scary known command and control servers, you can block that off. Hopefully the firewall will pick that up. So you won't have to worry about getting files copied down from a CNC server. Also, on your firewall, you really want to limit access to only necessary access between the silos for inter-silo traffic. So make sure your network is properly siloed. Make sure you've limited access between the silos. And if somebody's also, you may want to say also, if they're trying to access a silo on a wacky port or something like that, you may want to throw an alert on your SIM or your syslogger, certainly. Another thing that's just starting to emerge is VMware's App Defense, which can basically micro-silo a single machine in the same subnet and put it in jail if it starts doing weird things. So that might be something you might want to look at. App Defense by VMware uses NSX to basically block things in real time. That's a pretty exciting package. The problem with SIMs today, right, is that most of them are just report like, hey, you got something scary going on here, whereas App Defense can actually block it and do something about it, as opposed to just sit there and go, hey, people are stealing your stuff, or they're in and doing scary things, warning, danger. This one actually does something about it and stops the hack while it's going on. So those are my suggestions for controlling lateral movement throughout your network. So siloing, App Defense, possibly limit your traffic to only necessary ports and necessary IPs, and for inter-silo traffic, block traffic to a command and control server using a firewall. implement multi-factor authentication even internally when logging in RDP to any server. We that's something we highly recommend now because it's just getting too scary. Hopefully you picked up on something. If you like this content, please boink, hit that subscribe button. Thanks a lot for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.